Hey, what's up? It's Phoenix and welcome back to my channel. I encourage you to hit that like button, to subscribe for more quality content, and to share with your friends. I'm very excited to produce the content that I do for my channel, and I hope that you will subscribe so that way you can stay updated on future content. I encourage you to check out my other videos. You can find more videos in the playlist tab, so I encourage you to check that out. And without further ado, let's dive right in. Today I'm going to read an essay called Some of My Ideas About Life, and I'm very excited to share this essay. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So where do I begin? Where do I begin life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? What's the meaning of life, of my life? Can I even know? I believe I can know. I'm not quite an optimist because I think life is hard, but I do believe that I can find the things that I need and do the things I need to do. I don't think life is easy. I don't think it is easy for anyone. I think one of the benefits of life is that we are challenged often, but that doesn't mean ever that it's easy. I think often about the world. I want to understand it. I want to know what I'm getting into, but this is and can be a difficult thing to do. Knowing about the world can often stretch you past your limits. This can be good for personal growth, but it can also tear you down if you're not ready. Confronting the world is a hard thing. I have always wanted to be an artist, specifically a writer and musician. I remember announcing this to my third grade class in Texas. I don't fully know how it came to me, just that it was an inspired response to something I knew I really wanted to do. My life made sense when I wrote things. It was a huge positive for me. But I realized through time that becoming a writer is far from easy. The market for writing consists of much rejection, harsh criticism, and disregard, dismissiveness. People can tear down years of work with a single scathing comment. Unless you're soliciting your writing to a company, you don't earn a lot of money for each book sold. But that said, when you sell a book, it's something. I wanted to be a writer because I like stories, words, and ideas. I started simple as a third grader with a parable or allegory of two snakes that have to work together. It's cute looking back at it, but I definitely had a lot to learn about the world. But my initial intuitions weren't wrong. So then, what is the world? The world, in my estimation, is a learning experience. I liked college because we were dealing with ideas, but that is much less important, if important at all, in the world. But does this mean I don't use ideas in the world? Of course not. That would be absurd. Jordan Peterson made the claim in the Joe Rogan podcast that morality is not just about intelligence, status, or some other social metric. Moral responsibilities don't require you to be a genius or college professor. I agree with this. To make the world a better place just requires compassion and the desire to serve others and increase well-being in the world. My writing is the place where I convey my deeper life, my ideas, my regard for the world. In my trilogy of poetry, while going for an intense and invented poetry style, I also wanted to convey a deeper reality of struggle, but also triumph. The trilogy allowed for my dynamic expression. It was a triumph for me in terms of my poetry and writing, and it helped me push my boundaries. Not everyone will like my writing, and I'm fine with this. There is a lot there, and there is no rush. Nietzsche and Dostoevsky wrote a lot, but they were constantly changing during the process, and this meant their work changed. To me, it was more important that they write a lot of books. But I'm more than just a writer of literature and poetry. I also appreciate both philosophy and science, two realms of inquiry that are opposed and contradictory in the modern world. I work at the Clark Planetarium because I like science. I like that science can teach us about the world and our universe, with the planetarium making science more accessible to the public. Philosophy is often seen as a useless discipline because it doesn't do anything the way that science does. It is a common complaint when comparing the two. Science gets results. But in reading Camus, a writer I've been thinking about a lot, Sartre, Kierkegaard, and other existentialists, as an example, I have thought deeply about the world and asked the hard questions. To me, knowing and knowledge are about illumination. What can we do to make the world better when we are capable of making it worse? What bits of knowledge and wisdom, gleaned from centuries of inquiry into the world, can make the world better? Wisdom is something you can accumulate through time, but it takes a long time and isn't the same as knowledge. but I believe it's something that can improve lives. One of the biggest problems in public discourse is the antagonism to new, different, or difficult ideas. In my estimation, I try and be open to differing perspectives and principles. We don't often know how people draw the conclusions that they do or what experiences they have. Respecting differing points of view allows for connection, which can allow for new networks, friendships, and possibilities. Now, is the world all peachy keen and so great if we are nice to each other and open? In my time with the nonprofit The Legacy Initiative, I learned that ideological boundaries are real. We have difficulty breaking down these barriers because we want to cling to our ideas about how things are. But serving different populations expanded my perspective. The goal wasn't just to be nice, as I often thought. The goal was to treat all people with respect and decency. I don't think the goal is just to be nice like an innocent puppy, though there is an important place for kindness in my estimation. Life for me requires discipline. Do the work, focus, and get it done. Be willing to do the hard work. Have discipline and tenacity when pursuing your goals. Don't stagnate if you can help it. Push yourself and do uncomfortable things. Things are beautiful if we are ready to see it, if we are willing to push ourselves. I can only go off my experience sometimes. I don't always know the right way to be, if there is such a thing, but through time I can develop a perspective and worldview on life. Obviously this takes much time to develop, but it's important to me. Life can and will tear you down. It's why I listen to heavy music. But you can also, through patient, calculated, and thoughtful actions, construct something of value. We have the potential to create something awesome in our lives. For me, that is my writing and music, and more broadly, my artistic gestures. I have and will construct something. It takes time, but when I am gone, there will be a sizable body of work left behind for others to enjoy and read and experience. Don't limit yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to see the world and experience. Don't give up, even if that's what feels more pressing to do. Easier said than done. I struggle with this all the time. I don't always use logic to make my life decisions. I hold myself back and doubt myself. But I do what I can, and with kindness and discipline, I pursue strongly the things that matter to me. These are just some of my ideas. If I make it through life, there will be other ideas to follow. Don't give up. Small steps to big change. Progress every day. So long as you work on it a little bit every day, what else can you do? Talk to you later.